Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well today. So if you can't already tell by the title, we're talking about the Garmin Fenix 6S. Not sure if it's Fenix or Fenix, but we'll roll with it either way. So this watch I bought back in February this year in 2020. So the Fenix 6 range launched back in 2019, but I didn't purchase it until earlier this year because the price tag is quite expensive. So it retails around £600, which is a lot of money, but I managed to get this for just under 500. I saved up my pennies and I really wanted a sort of watch that would last me for quite a long time. You know, I wear it every day, like all day, every day, apart from at night. Actually, I don't sleep with it on, but yeah, I just for what I wanted, I probably could have gone for a lower model, but I just loved the look of it and kind of fell in love. So doing a bit of research, this, as I said, is a 6S. So there's the 6S, which means that it's got a smaller watch face, so it's actually quite nice and dainty on my wrist. Then there's the 6 and there's the 6X, which is the larger watch face. So yeah, dependent on how sort of like, so for a female you may want the 6S just because it's a bit smaller, and I believe that the same applies for, so if there was like the 5, the 4 and the same. So a few of my friends have got the 5S. I think probably me seeing their watches made me want mine. So you know, I have the standard strap. It's white and has sort of a rose gold fittings. Again, I love it just because it's a lot more feminine, and it's just got the standard strap on it. I would say that being white, you do have to clean it a little bit just because it does show up the marks a little bit. The charging point is the back here, so you get a charger and you just pop that. It's USB, so you put it into just any form. I think you actually get the charging point, so I had to use just like an Apple plug that I already had. And just the basics. There's 3 buttons on the left hand side and there's 2 on the right. So the main features that I love to use about this watch is, you know, really basic things. I love to track my steps. So it tracks steps, which I love. I try and set myself a target a day, and just that's a really great feature about it. Obviously, number 2, it tracks my runs. That's what I predominantly use it for, because I want to see my distance, my pace, my speed, my heart rate, all different. It can give you loads of data afterwards, or you can choose to have different watch faces when you're running as well. It has, just as I showed you before, this here then tracks your heart rate. Now with Garmin's in general, having a wrist-based heart rate is not always accurate. So if you want to delve a little deeper, I would recommend getting the sort of chest strap to sort of really understand the heart rate data, because the wrist is not always very accurate. It can be. Good things about the Garmin's in just general, I find they've got really great GPS, and especially this one, it's really quick. Like the first, I've had quite a few of the Forerunners. So I've had like a Forerunner 35, Forerunner 235, and with the 35, I just remember having to like stand sometimes with my wrist in the air to try and wait for signal. But this, really great signal straight away, so no problems at all. You have the options for different workouts, which most Garmin watches do have. So via Garmin Connect, you can set up really advanced intervals. That's one of the main features that I use for it as well. One thing about this watch that I have really loved is using the courses or maps features. So on Garmin Connect, more so on the sort of like not the internet, but on the computer, you can set up new routes. So for example, I can do another video on this, but there's different, you can sort of plot your own routes, or you can allow Garmin, based on sort of like what type of terrain you want to run on, or even cycle, how far you want to go, what direction you want to head in. It can create a map or a course for you, and then you can send it to your watch so you can follow it along. So it's really good, say for example, if you're doing a particular race like an ultra, and you want to follow the course, or for example if I've plotted a route for a long run that may be new to me, I can use it to follow as well. And again, if you go to travel or explore, really great feature. So that's probably one of the benefits of the watch that you're going to get over other watches. I love that you can have a different variety of things. So this allows me to have I've got here run, tread, oh, it's weird using the watch when you're doing it the other way around. So I've got run, treadmill, bike, what else have we got? We've got pool swim, you have things like yoga, strength. So yeah, you could, all the different options, and you can choose what goes on there. So I love that I can record different things. So, you know, I've got a bike now, so I can track my cycles, my rides. I can track strength for my classes. If I do cardio, I can track that as well, and yoga. So really good thing about that. This watch also has the music feature, so you can link up, but you have to have a Spotify account. So I must admit, I don't use this feature as much as probably what I should do, because I just use my phone sometimes. But say for example, if you didn't like taking your phone out with you, you can link up to Spotify, but obviously you have to have that account. And then as well, you have to make sure that you've got a playlist downloaded to the watch. You can't just, that was one thing, it took me a little while to set that up, if I'm being honest. And yeah, probably a feature that I don't use as much, but it is there. And the good thing is smart notifications, so they can come up straight away. So if you haven't got your phone to hand, you can see certain messages pop up. Can also be a bit of a negative. I tried to switch it off sometimes, because if I'm working, I like to sort of not be interrupted. So, you know, turn it off, or at least turn the sort of like vibration up, so my foot, like my wrist isn't buzzing every couple of minutes to tell me that, you know, someone's giving you kudos, or on Strava, or someone's messaged you on Facebook. So yeah, that's sort of like my main features of what I love about the watch. There's loads of different things on there as well. So they've got like a power manager, so you can preserve the battery, you can switch it into like battery enabled mode. It's got something called pulse ox sensors, which I'm not really too sure what that is, but I think it's to do with something to do with acclimatization. It has a sleep tracker. I don't wear my watch at night because I don't find it, I don't know, I just don't like to wear it at night times. It has an incident detection and a Pace Pro. Again, like things I haven't used, but there's lots on there. So in terms of like how to actually use the watch, so you hold the top button, top left for the menu, and then on there it has like find my phone, battery, music controls, wallet with Garmin Pay, alarm, and then you use that top left button again for the light, so you can switch it on and off. The middle button, if you hold, you get different options. So you can look at the watch face, clocks, history, and there's loads of different settings in there. So you can spend quite a lot of time having a look through those things. I really recommend sort of going through those things, because you can find so much more about your watch that you didn't know beforehand. If you hold the bottom left, then you come up with music, and as I said, that's when Spotify comes up. So I've only got really one, I just synced a workout music playlist, but you can add different music and podcasts, but obviously that means you have to really ensure that you keep up to date with keeping on top of those, so you have to have that synced before. So sometimes that's why I use my phone, because it's just there and I can choose and I can flip between what I want to listen to. Bottom left, then you also get the data. So on there, that's where I get my steps, my calories, notifications, then my VO2 max, training status, my last activity, the weather, and again you can change these different options to what you want to show on here. And then top right is where you click for the different activities, and then sort of the buttons on the left, you use them to